Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our monthly chat with the mayor, Mayor Clint Lamb, here on Facebook this time. We've had some connection issues with our station with our computer, so we'll have to just be on Facebook this month. But again, we are very happy to have this program live here on the Facebook page. Hope you're having a great summer. We have lots to get to today.
Oh my gosh,
this is going to be a full show. So, Clint, nice to see you, my friend.
Nice to see you, brother. Jumping John Montgomery. We're coming to you live from the beautiful City Hall located at 110 North Main Street in beautiful downtown Sullivan. And, John, I hate it that our radio listeners aren't able to tune in today, but hopefully they turn on the radio, realize we're not on, and then they jump on their Facebook account and see us today. But anyway, Good morning to you, City of Sullivan, Sullivan County, the entire Wabash Valley, state of Indiana, all over our fine country, and to those of you tuning in from abroad. Welcome to the July edition of the First Friday Chat. And as John mentioned, we have so much to talk about today. But first off, how's your summer going?
Well, my summer's been really good. We didn't have any Legion ball this summer, so it's really kind of opened me up a little bit. And we have a project we're dealing with, a personal deal. So we've been busy with that.
So that's the silver lining.
Yes.
Legion ball's not there, but at least you have some other projects that you can get done.
And it's an important deal, and so it's taken a lot of time to do that, but that's come along good. And so we've had some time to kind of relax a little bit. It's been amazing because we haven't had this much time off in the summertime, probably 15 years. So it's very nice, and look forward to having a great rest of the summer. It always goes fast. The 4th of July weekend is here and gone, and that's always like the halfway point.
Yeah, and that's something.
Here we go.
Kids are already kind of getting in the blues a little bit. They're still enjoying the summer, but they're getting ready to head back to school. I've had a good summer so far. My son Dawson, shout out to him this morning. He got home last Thursday. I picked him up from the airport, and unfortunately, he's already back in St. Augustine. I had to take him back to the airport yesterday morning, but it was nice for him to be able to come home for a week and check out his old stomping grounds.
Well, I love the photos of Chicago. It looked like you guys had a wonderful time.
Oh, my. Well, it was a wonderful time. It was a wet time.
Okay.
Oh, my gosh. 5-hour rain delay, flash floods on the south side of Chicago going in. But it was out of the seven of us, it was everybody but Hadley and I's first time to Wrigley Field. So that was a pretty cool.
Yeah.
And of course, Dad had to walk around and give him the old historic, the little tour. I sat up here and I sat here. Yeah, it was a great time.
Nice.
The Cubs, for years they just.
Did they win the game you went to?
Not that one. They came like a four-run rally in the bottom of the ninth to tie it to go into the 10th inning, and that second base rule where they put the runners out on second.
Stupid rule.
Yeah, I don't like it.
That's
just keep playing.
Yeah.
But anyway, we weren't able to score in the bottom of the 10th. But hey, that's baseball. Yeah. That's the old saying, right? That's baseball.
I know. Well, it's an exciting game. That's good.
Yeah, it was an exciting game, and we'd like to try to get back. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, speaking of things to do, obviously we have a lot of things to do here in our wonderful city of Sullivan, and it starts with the Friday Social. I mean, this looks like a fun event.
Yep, a lot of things going on, but we would definitely want to bring up the Friday Social, and that's going to go on next Friday, July the 14th, and I think we have a flyer here somewhere on that, John. Let me grab it so I make sure I don't leave any of that valuable information out. The Friday Social. This is from Amber Hunt, our Community Development Director. She says, join us for music, food, and fun while Casey Ridgway is spinning the tunes. Potato Head's Food Trailer and Catering will be serving up some delicious food, and Meyer Winery will be selling beer and wine. Okay. Mm-hmm. This will be a family-friendly event as there will be snow cones available for purchase and activities such as bubble machine and sidewalk chalk. We are looking forward to a fun evening in beautiful downtown Sullivan.
Nice.
That is going to be located on the Farmers Market corner.
Okay.
So on the southwest corner, you can see the snow cone shack has been reopened for the summer. Looks like Potato Heads is going to be there that day. And then with the music, DJ, bubble machine, sidewalk chalk, and Meyer Winery selling beer and wine. So that's going to be a great time. That's going to happen next Friday night, so be sure to mark your calendars. And that is going on from 4 to 7. We also have a couple sponsors going to be there. Ray Bestis from here in town, and Pace. They're going to be setting up tables up there as well. So you can learn more about Raybestos, which is my understanding the third largest transmission manufacturer in the country.
And that's something.
Right here in Sullivan, Indiana. Yeah, we just met with them. DPW Director J.D. Wilson and myself just a couple weeks ago. We sat down in Amber Hunt. We sat down with Raybestos and talked with them, and they were really, really wanting to get more engaged in the community. And we said, well, why not next Friday, right? So Friday, July 14th. Once again, 4 to 7. Be sure to, not right now, but go to the city's Facebook page and check out our events, and you can see all that in detail. Click that you're going and share that with all of your friends and family. It's going to be a great time in beautiful downtown Sullivan. So that's coming up here, John.
Like that. That'd be fun for everybody.
We're just flying right through the next.
There's something here on my, I don't know what order this is in, but this is the snowball that Amber Hunt's involved with.
Yeah, let's jump to that one now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should have just kept these. Here, I gave these to you before. Is this it right here? Yes.
That is.
This is another mark your calendars. Did you say something else that Amber Hunt's involved in? I'll tell you. Her fingerprints are all over all the fun.
She's
here.
always involved.
Yeah, the mayor, he doesn't get any credit for all the fun here.
No.
But no, mark your calendars. The second annual Snowball event will be Saturday, January 13th. So that is a little bit of advance, but we definitely want to make sure that everybody gets that memo now. We had a great time this past year at the Snowball. It was the first annual Sullivan Snowball. All of the proceeds from the Sullivan Snowball, it is somewhat of a formal event. Everybody dressed up. Everybody looked beautiful. The beautiful people. It was great. It was great.
Big show.
It was a big show. Really big show. No, it was a great time at the Sullivan Civic Center, and all proceeds benefit the Sullivan City Pool. As we've mentioned many times before, when we raised money to help get the pool revitalized and constructed, we said at that time that this is definitely something that it's going to be a continuous fundraiser, right? With improvements. I mean, as many people as they employ, you're just not going to make a ton of money. I mean, they do bring in revenue with pool parties, with different events. They have another event coming up we're going to mention here in a few minutes. So they're always trying to look at ways to increase revenue, but at the same time, it was never to be constructed as a revenue center. It was an amenity, a public amenity for the community to enjoy. So that's why it's so important every year, whether you go to the pool or not, it does benefit your community. Many kids, many families go to the pool. Now they're doing water aerobics. They're doing all kinds of different things down there. Lap swims. They're trying a little bit of everything this year. So it is so important that we continue to financially support them. And the Snowball is a great opportunity to do that. So once again, mark your calendars now. Go ahead and save up for that tuxedo or that suit and tie or getting your hair did, getting your nice pretty dress. That's Saturday, January 13th, after the first of the year. So mark that on your calendar.
One thing that maybe we didn't talk a lot about before, speaking of the pool, is that, when the tornado unfortunately hit our community in March, there was some damage, to our pool.
Yeah.
But kudos to everybody, you and everybody that was involved. You still got open by Memorial Day, and I thought that was great. I mean, I know there was some work that had to be done.
Yeah, I think we talked about that a little bit last month on the show, but absolutely. Sarah Hannon, J.D. Wilson, Cody McKinley especially, and all the lifeguards, and Duke Energy, Ohio Valley Gas, they all stepped up in a big way because there was about $400,000 worth of damage over there. A majority of it was the pool liner. I had somebody say, well, I didn't see that much damage over there, except fences, and by the time you get all of your furnishings and things like that blew away and things that were damaged, and then the liner itself, the things that threw down into the pool and hit the liner, they were able to patch the liner this year, but we're going to have to replace the entire thing. They were going to have to replace it. We were going to have to shut it down for the summer. And we're like, no, patch it up. And then at the end of the year, this fall, they will rip out that brand new liner already and replace that. But now that was covered through insurance. I hear people say, well, my house can't get rebuilt or I can't do this, but you're already opening a pool. Well, the Sullivan City Pool has nothing to do with any of the rebuilding of residential properties down in that area. Those are all individually, set up and that's circumstances of their own. But the city's insurance covered. And, of course, we've also, President Biden also approved public assistance for Sullivan County and the city. So, we're going to get 75% reimbursement on any public and then individuals as well. I know there's been some FEMA money that's been distributed through the tornado. So But yeah, pool is back up and going. Took a lot of great people to come together to pull that off. And I tell you, John, it is packed. And with the lack of rain, we've had some rain and some storms come in.
Lately, yeah.
DPW, Department of Public Works, has done a great job with that cleanup, assisting residents, also doing alleys and things like that. But really very limited rain this year, which means a lot of hot summer days.
Yes.
So that means a lot
for the
of
pool. Yeah.
lot of red-skinned, burnt, face sunburnt Sullivan kids
Yes.
down there at the Sullivan City Pool. So
Very good. The survey of the impact area, is that something you want to deal with
yeah, we
today?
can go ahead and talk about a couple of these things that are tornado related as the recovery continues. You know, June 14th was the deadline to be able to file for assistance to the SBA through FEMA. However, there for a couple weeks after that, they even stayed on board to be able to walk through a lot of the process with our constituents and people that were impacted. So a lot of you have checked off the FEMA box, you've checked off the SBA box, you've exhausted your homeowner's insurance. And once again, full disclosure, I understand that people haven't been made full. And quite frankly, they're never going to be made full. This is long-term recovery. But speaking of that long-term recovery, you definitely need to contact the long-term recovery. Hopefully this will be your final step. And that is the Sullivan County Long-Term Recovery Group. And please call them if you have been impacted by the tornado. Do not hesitate. Make sure you file your case. And that phone number to call is 812-564-1591. Please be sure that you call for long-term assistance there. I don't know how much that is. Full disclosure, the City of Sullivan did not collect those funds. The mayor doesn't have those funds, and the City of Sullivan or the mayor is not the one distributing those funds. We want to promote that fund. We want to make sure people are still contributing by going to the Facebook page, and they can click on the link to contribute to the Wabash Valley Community Foundation. Those funds are distributed to the group, and unfortunately, I know people are irritable, but it is a long-term process, and it's frustrating because there's a lot of people, John, quite frankly, they need help. They need help now, but I do know that the case managers are working relentlessly and tirelessly to be sure to get those proceeds out to you. So if you have an issue, I had a constituent come in this week, asked the mayor, where's the money at? Well, once again, you have to call. We don't have that. That's not through City Hall, but we'll be more than happy to help and assist everybody. But it's 812-564-1591. While we were on the topic of the tornado, if you notice, there's a lot of flags in the ground on the south side of the city. The city has taken the lead and ordered a survey, which has now been completed for all the people in the area. Full disclosure, that survey is not a city survey for the city to come in and build any apartments, build any homes, nor am I aware of any developer that wants to come in and do that. However, there was an apartment building down there, so that person might rebuild their apartment. And I do know that individuals have made a decision to sell their properties to other individuals.
Okay.
The City of Sullivan has not purchased any properties. We've not strong-armed anybody out of any properties. We haven't pressured anybody out of properties. And the Sullivan City Redevelopment Commission has not purchased or does not own any properties. So I know it's sad that you have to keep repeating this, and I don't hear it as much anymore, but I just want to make sure that we have closure on this, that the City of Sullivan is doing the survey as a courtesy and assistance. So therefore, John, if you were impacted in the tornado area, that is one less thing that you don't have to worry about. Building a new home, having the survey done. You understand how that goes. So it's just taken care of for you. That way, if you want to rebuild, your survey's there. If you want to sell, you have a survey completed to sell your property. So that's exactly what's going on down there. Once again, it is a service that the City of Sullivan has provided to once again continue to try to assist folks. But more assistance is there and coming through the Sullivan County Long-Term Recovery. I believe it might be called Long-Term Recovery Sullivan County on their Facebook page, so be sure to check that out as well. So,
Well, each time we do our program here every month, we want people to, if they have anything they want us to talk about, to let us know so we can chat about it. Somebody wanted us to talk about the possibility of a new fire station and where the city is on that.
Sure, absolutely. We've been talking about this for a long time. So I know there was somebody on there on the Facebook page. I think it was a fake account. I don't think it's real, but
okay.
That's fine. We'll still go ahead and talk about the fire department because we've talked about it many, many times on this show. So to kind of give you an update, the City of Sullivan and Hamilton Township desperately need a fire department, okay? Mm-hmm. Quite frankly, I've said this before, it's my understanding that a new fire station per se alone has really never been constructed. When I go back to 1853 and the city's, when the city was actually incorporated and became a city, I look back, there was a fire station on East Washington Street across from the post office that was part of a city hall. It was kind of a bay that they threw some horses in or whatever. Then, in 1983, we talked about the fire. They moved over to the old IGA grocery store. So that was kind of a grocery store that was thrown together into a fire station. But really, there really hasn't ever been a newly constructed fire station. And I think public safety is definitely very, very important. I'm a big proponent of public safety as we promote the city, as we revitalize swimming pools, or whether we construct civic centers, or we revitalize our downtown. We tear down eyesores. We encourage new homes to be built. Public safety is just as important. It's part of the quality of life, right? John, making sure you're safe through the Ring doorbell, camera program initiative, the Sullivan Safe Neighborhoods, but also making sure that we have first responders that have a nice facility and a professional and an updated, a 2023, 2024 facility to be able to operate out of. We need to continue to advocate for quality pay and also quality numbers. You know, unfortunately, I've been mentioning this here a lot here recently, and I don't have a dog in the fight, so to speak, other than a citizen, because we know the less than 6 month countdown is still on. But somehow, some way, we have to collaboratively come together and find a way for a sustainable long-term funding for public safety. That's Sullivan City Police Department. That's the Sullivan City Fire Department. That's Hymera, Shelburne, Duggar, Carlisle, Farmersburg, town marshals, you name it. The Sullivan County Sheriff's Department. You know, the county built a new jail, and they're going to need correctional officers. So somehow, at some point, matter of fact, it should have happened a long time ago. But it's not anybody's fault per se. It's just a long time of a lot of things going on where folks we need to come together and find ways that we can sustainably fund in the era of property tax caps. We don't have quite the revenue coming in that we used to at one time. So, you know, whether that's public safety, whatever the case may be, there needs to be some type of long-term funding. And I say all that, it's the same with the Sullivan City Fire Department, right? The Sullivan City Fire Department, we've had an agreement, a long-standing agreement with Hamilton Township for decades, right? And back in 1993, Mayor Herman Smith negotiated an agreement. It took it from $25,000 a year to $50,000 a year. Well, today in 2023, it's $60,000. But there's been a lot of inflation, a lot of difference since 1993. So, but the township also comes in. They do buy equipment from time to time, a truck and different things. And I'm not even going to get into all that, but I feel it's important that we bring that up. We give credit to what they've done, but also at the same time realize it's a subsidized department. We are the only full-time fire department, have a very good relationship with Thunderbird. We have a good relationship with the other fire departments. It's my understanding they've been there to help us, and we've been there to help them. Matter of fact, I know over in Terman Township when the tones go off, and then eventually if nobody comes out, then the city goes over. And quite frankly, we're not drawing lines in the sand because we all have great friendships. But at the end of the day, the Sullivan City taxpayer still continues to carry the blunt. And I'll be very blunt about that, very frank about that. So I know it's kind of a long-winded answer. So where are we at on the fire department? The steps we've taken, we've put together the feasibility study. We've looked at multiple different properties. We finally selected the property at the corner of Wolf and Broad Street. The old Hanford property there is the current location. We secured a $500,000 grant through Okra. Now we're going after a grant through the Department of Defense, since we are a Crane Naval community. And also we're looking at another possible regional dollar amount that we're also chasing. So rest assured, we are chasing absolutely every dollar that we can find in grant opportunities and assistance to be able to make the tax burden less impactful on the taxpayer. So I say all those things. We just now finally completed a preliminary report. We don't have a full construction document. We're not going to pay for a full construction document until it's time to finally pull the trigger. So we are getting some preliminary numbers in. This thing started as a $2.5 million fire department to $3 million, renovating an old building and adding a bay. That property is no longer available. I don't know if you've seen the price of new construction, so it's kind of some sticker shock here. But this has gone up to build 5 bays, 6 bays, whatever it is we need to have everything we need for the long term. Not a Band-Aid fix, not a short term, a long-term city hall. We have a long-term police department, and now it's time to take care of the fire department. And it will definitely, full disclosure, it'll exceed an $8 million fire station.
Okay.
And when you put that into perspective, some people might say, oh my gosh, an $8 million fire station, John, it's new construction. And it's a fairly big building. And to know that that will service not only the city of Sullivan, but Hamilton Township, and quite frankly, even unincorporated areas that eventually we get called out to. I think Medic 1 was in Farmersburg yesterday. I think I overheard on radio traffic. I definitely know a couple weeks ago the Sullivan City police officer was in High Mara, the town of High Mara. You want to help, but at what point do you understand that the city of Sullivan continues to provide a pool for people to swim in, provide sidewalks to walk on, provide a place for people to come shop and have commerce. Not to go off on a tangent per se, but I think it's so important that we continue to reiterate these things, that it's nothing personal at all.
Right.
It's just, it states, it is what it is. I know our city police department's been short. I know the Sullivan County Sheriff's Department's been shorthanded, and it's just, it takes its toll. It takes its toll on the folks. So at the same time, we continue to move forward with this new fire station. And hopefully, if it comes to a point where we have to put it on a referendum, then maybe that might be the case. I know the Hamilton Township Board has met with us a few times, the mayor, the Board of Works, the city council. Think we have everything figured out, but if not, maybe we put it as a referendum and the voters can decide,
right.
Do you want a fire department or do you not want a fire department? I mean, I don't know. I hate to spitball because every time I mention just something in thoughts, it turns into conspiracies.
Yeah.
And then people that have a political agenda that like to take that and use that. Well, guess what? There's no politics in building a fire station. It is what it is. It's black and white, right? We either want to be protected and we want to take care of our first responders, or we don't. It really boils down to that. So.
Okay. Well, we got to that. I'm sure
Okay.
we'll talk more about that.
We'll be talking a lot about that.
But
fire
for those
station
who come up to you, or maybe me, or anybody in your staff, says, well, why, since City Hall moved out, why can't you just make that into a big fire station? Just not enough room. Is that what we're saying?
Over here?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's an old building. The building needs to go. It was.
Well, I mean, if you tore it down and build there, I mean, it's just not a big enough area, is it?
I mean, you could make it work. I mean, the location to me really isn't the issue. It's just whether you build it there or build it there, it's going to exceed $8 million.
It's $8 million either way. Okay.
Yeah, and it could be $9 million. It could be up to
right.
It really could.
Yeah, these things go up every day.
Yeah, exactly. We have a $50 million jail.
Yeah,
so to speak.
Right.
Now, I'll probably get in trouble for saying that. I don't think it was originally $50 million, but I think it's escalated. And by the time you add the sewer and the utilities, so, when you put it into perspective and say, well, why in the world would the city and the township want to build an $8 million fire department? Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's going to service everybody. It's going to service citizens and neighbors. The jail, in perspective, is over five times that amount, and it doesn't service per se.
Right.
I'm not going to get into the weeds on that, but when you put it in perspective dollar amount, nobody benefits.
Yeah.
It's not like that the mayor or the city benefits by having an expensive fire station personally. It is what it is. The costs are what they are, and we have to make a decision whether we want to pursue that or not. So,
another thing to talk about here, we have so many events going on here in the summertime. We talked about the Friday social and another event coming up fairly quickly here is the Lions Club's ribeye.
Absolutely. Sullivan County Lions Club.
Actually, it's coming up this Saturday.
Ribeye cookout going on tomorrow, July 8th from 11 to 2. All proceeds will go towards the Sullivan County Lions Club Scholarship Fund. That's going on at Basler's at 277 South Section Street here in Sullivan. Ribeye sandwiches, chips, and a drink, only $10. Hamburger, chips, and a drink, only $5. So that's going on tomorrow. please support the Sullivan County Lions Club. They do a lot of things for the community. This year they'll be providing items for the Back to School Blitz. That's going to happen on July the 29th. And they are in need of washcloths. So if anybody wants to contribute washcloths to the Sullivan Lions Club, if you would like to donate washcloths, please feel free to drop them off at Baszler's at the fundraiser this Saturday, or contact one of them and they can pick them up for you. Also a reminder that the Sullivan Lions Club meets, their meeting is moved this month to July 18th at 6:30 at the Civic Center. And they have a lot of things going on. So they always are looking for new members and also ways to support them. You can start by doing that tomorrow from 11 to 2 at Baszler's. Go down and get some groceries, and even if you're not getting groceries, go down there and pick up some lunch and support a great cause there with the Lions Club.
Well, it wasn't that long ago the Chamber had their ice cream social there, and it was very nice. We had a really good turnout. It was a wonderful event.
Isn't it great how the staff helps? They're they make it.
Oh my!
They make it so easy.
They do.
It's turnkey.
Big thank you to Bob Baszler and his whole staff. They were so good again to us.
They definitely have a servant's heart down there.
Oh,
for
absolutely.
Sure. Yep.
Speaking of a service heart, Nora Leone is one of them too.
She is.
I'll tell you, everybody's seen the new houses being constructed in town. It's been publicized quite a bit. These are going to be nice, beautiful homes. And it's something we want to talk about today because if somebody's interested in buying one of these homes, obviously they're available for purchase. So,
right.
Because these homes will probably go pretty quick. I would imagine. These are going to be very nice homes.
Yeah, absolutely. The Sullivan Neighborhood Revitalization Program, it's basically coming full circle, right? We started with They Gotta Go. We started eliminating eyesores. Then we acquired the properties. Then we cleaned up title on the properties. And then now, John, the goal was for the city of Sullivan never to be a massive landowner all over the city. It was always to acquire these and get these in the hands of private development, right? There used to be homes there on these lots. There used to be people living on these lots. There used to be people raising their families and making memories on these lots in these homes. These weren't just houses. These were homes. These were people's homes. And so, obviously the financial impact to tear down those eyesores and get something back on the tax rolls is great. But most importantly, increasing the population of our community, the population that's going to attend the Lions Club event tomorrow, the population that's going to go swim at the Sullivan City Pool, that's going to get dressed up and have a great night at the Sullivan Civic Center in January. The same folks that are also going to be taking their kids and families and riding their bikes or driving up on the square next Friday afternoon from 4 to 7 for the Friday social. So many great things, John. It all connects.
Yes.
The people, the new homes that are going to need to be protected by a new fire station, by a new police department, to make sure that they have a chance to have safe pedestrian travel. So when the trail eventually goes from the square down to the city pool, these neighborhoods are connected. The Sullivan County Park and Lake connected to downtown through the Greenway system. The Sullivan County Public Library, eventually Sullivan High School will be connected through the trail funding. And then the city park, John. I know I sound like a broken record, but I can't reiterate enough. This is so much more than houses.
Yeah.
So Nora Leone, we've mentioned her many times on the show. She stepped up. She's taken to some of those old lots that she bid on through a public bid. They were advertised legally for folks to come in and bid on. And also J&J Development. Jeff and Jerry, they've made a significant investment, and then Troy at Bricks and Gable, they made a significant investment. Natalie Green has been a big proponent, Century 21, on this program. So this is where the Sullivan Neighborhood Revitalization Plan comes full circle, where you've eliminated eyesores, you've cleaned up neighborhoods as we continue to do strict code enforcement, as we continue to encourage, as we continue to have month-long cleanups like we did through the month of May.
Right.
I'm not sure if we have any numbers for the month of cleanup, but I can check with our producer and see maybe if we have some numbers. I know we had a ton of vehicles come through and literally tons and tons of trash. So we'll try to get a number for you there.
Yeah.
Those neighborhoods were being cleaned up, right? And all for this purpose, for new, beautiful homes to be constructed. You're seeing them now at the corners of North State Street and Giles, North State Street and Snow, Broad Street and Giles, Broad Street and Snow. So I know Nora's building one up there. There's 3 others that are being built right now from Bricks and Gables. But I want to remind folks that now's the time. If this show and the city's social media and everything else has not inspired you and excited you, now's the time to move. If you're living anywhere in the Wabash Valley, if you're living outside the city, if you're living anywhere across the state of Indiana and you're ready to make that move, you've been thinking about it. Maybe you're retired. Maybe you're wanting to downsize with a smaller yard. Maybe you're wanting to live close to parks with pickleball courts and pools and things like that. Maybe you are middle-aged. Maybe you are raising your family. Sullivan's a place to do it. We have quality schools. We have a revitalized downtown that continues to flourish. And we have so many great things going on, and now these homes. So now's the time. So if you're looking for a new home, contact Nora Leone. You can probably get a hold of her on her Facebook page at Joe's Italian. Please contact Natalie Green at Century 21 or any local realtor, but I know Natalie in particular has been working with Bricks and Gable on getting some of these properties developed, and they're beautiful homes. I wish we had a picture of these homes right now, but drive by, check them out. There have been new homes built on South Main Street. There's a new home being constructed right now on the corner, and that's already sold. A gal from Terre Haute's moving down. So
nice.
It's working. People are moving into the community, but we got to make sure that these homes continue to be built. We got to make sure they continue to be sold. And now's the time to contact, because as they're being constructed, you can help finalize all the details. Maybe it's the countertops. Maybe it's the type of bathroom you want. It's like they're kind of setting up the shell. They're starting to put it all together, but now's the time to buy. Now's the time to purchase. Now's the time to check on it. So please make that call to J&J Development. You can get a hold of Jerry Ashford, Jeff McNeely, Nora Leone, Natalie Green, once again, Century 21, or any local realtor, and say, you know what? I want to be a part of the most progressive community that's progressing in the state of Indiana, and I want to raise my kids, or I want to retire, and I want to be a part of something much bigger than myself. That's what's going on here in Sullivan.
It's exciting. It really
Absolutely.
is. There's something here that is interesting on our topics here. Questions about gas prices.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
Well, I mean, and it's common knowledge that people have been upset for a long time. And I see it on social media all the time, and I see it and realize it myself. It seems like when gas prices fluctuate, or gas prices start to come down in Shelburne or Duggar or somewhere else, here in the city of Sullivan, the gas stations stay higher.
Okay.
Okay? I don't know the rhyme or reason. I don't own the gas stations, but somebody made a comment, wanted me to address gas prices in Sullivan.
Okay.
So your answer is you'd have to ask the gas station owner.
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to downplay it.
Right.
It's frustrating that you can drive 5 minutes away and get, say, 20 cents on the gallon. I don't know. I've asked and I can't get a straight answer. So if you get an answer from the gas station owners, please contact us.
Yeah, we like to know.
We'd like to know as well. And we will put that back on here. So question about gas prices there.
That's the first time we ever talked about gas prices. Okay. Flip-flop Friday. What in the world's Flip-flop Friday?
Flip-flop Friday. So, man, we're on the Sullivan City Pool. It's a Sullivan summer. Flip-flop Friday is next Friday, July 14th, at the Sullivan City Pool. I think we might have a flyer on it. Do we have one over there?
Nope. I don't think so.
Nothing on it?
Nope.
Flip-flop Friday, I believe it's $5 to get in, and the times are 8 to 10 p.m. It's a night swim. It's a night swim. Flip-flop Friday. It's a night swim going on next Friday, July 14th from 8 to 10. It's $5. And you know, John, we just had a movie down there not too long ago, which was a great turnout. There were Sullivan families everywhere. On the top of the bathhouse, or the pump house, they had the big inflatable. Danny Wayne came down and did the big blow up. Blow up screen. And just a good crowd. It was a great time that night. So, and the night swims are so much fun. They're so cool. So kids were swimming and watching a movie. There is not going to be a movie for Flip Flop Friday, but it's a night swim. It's really neat. From 8 to 10, bring your $5 and be sure to check out. So that is July the 14th. Okay. That's next Friday. So having said that, go downtown from 4 to 7. And then afterwards, 7 o'clock, you have about an hour to spare. Head down to the city pool from 4 to 10 p.m. There is no excuse of why any family throughout not just the city of Sullivan, but Sullivan County can't have an amazing family night in
Absolutely.
beautiful
This is
downtown
awesome. Yeah.
Sullivan, and then head down, wear your swim trunks, and go down to the city pool.
Very nice. Yeah. Full day right there.
Flip flop Friday. Yeah, I guess it was right here. All the information. I was shooting from the hip. When all else fails, follow instructions.
We don't do that. We're men. We don't follow instructions. Sullivan Cares event. Is this a big deal?
Yeah, I believe so. And is there a flyer on it? I don't know.
This is all about this wonderful mayor and his tour.
Oh yeah. So I guess we don't have the Sullivan Cares event. It's my understanding that's going on tomorrow from noon till 10 at the Sullivan Civic Center, and it is a group of individuals that have come together to try to raise funds to build a memorial for the tornado victims that were impacted and the area, just to commemorate the Sullivan tornado of 2023. I remember the very first meeting we had with the VOAD group. They said it would be a great idea, maybe recognizing on the first anniversary and having some type of a memorial somewhere. So they're trying to raise some money for that. I believe there's going to be bounce houses. There's going to be all kinds of things going on tomorrow at the Sullivan Central Plaza outside the Civic Center there on the south side. So be sure to check that out. That starts at noon tomorrow and it goes till 10. There's going to be local bands. There's going to be food vendors, entertainment, bounce houses, and it's just going to be basically a big block party. It's just kind of a summer social event going on tomorrow. So my gosh, that's going on tomorrow.
Yes.
At Central Plaza. The ribeye steak sandwich is going on tomorrow, and then next Friday we have all these things going on. Another thing going on next Saturday, July 15th, is the fireworks out at the Sullivan County Park and Lake. I did notice that the city doesn't put on those fireworks. I did see on the Sullivan County Park and Lake's Facebook page that I believe that was the only time that the fireworks people could come back. So I think they're going to have some entertainment out there. And they're also going to try to get some food vendors. So unfortunately, due to the weather situation, the regular event was canceled. There had been some rain in the area, and I think they were afraid of parking cars in the grass that people might get stuck. So don't know. I don't know all the details. I'm just passing on the information that we know that could be, or that's going to be July 15th. And then also starting July 15th, going into the 16th. The 16th, I think, is officially the kickoff for the Sullivan County 4-H Fair. I know the baby contest is Sunday the 16th because yours truly will be emceeing again. At the baby contest this year. So
the Wabash Valley Community Foundation is going to have their 16th annual golf outing coming up on August the 5th here at the Elks. Obviously, this is a very important event. There's all kinds of information. Go to their website. They'll give you all the infos about fees and everything. But that's going to be on August the 5th. It's the 16th annual Wabash Valley Community Foundation golf outing. So make sure you take part in that.
And we've given kudos to the Wabash Valley Community Foundation / Sullivan County Community Foundation. They step up in a big way so many times. It's one of my favorite annual golfing events. I don't always make it. I'm not much of a golfer. I just wear the shirts because they're nice and comfortable.
Yes.
But I definitely personally always make a financial contribution because the Community Foundation is such a major asset to this community and any community for that matter. So be sure to support them. Appreciate all their efforts and everything they do.
Now, the most important event of the summer is the first annual Ellen Tucker Pickleball and Cornhole Bash.
Is it the most important event or just the greatest title?
It doesn't say when it is, but they're going to have food trucks, music by Joe Wright, door prizes, cornhole entry fees $10 and $20 per person for pickleball. But I'm sorry, it doesn't say when exactly it is, but
makes sense.
It's coming up.
It's coming up. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. We can't guarantee it, but we'll give it our best shot here. We will eventually get you all the information as you need. First annual Alan Tucker Pickleball and Cornhole Bash. I can explain that a little bit. I do know they're going to have food trucks, like you mentioned, music by Joe Wright, and door prizes, and those proceeds are to help upgrade the pickleball courts. I know it's becoming a more and more popular sport.
Boy, no kidding.
$10 cornhole entry fee, $20 per person pickleball. Nobody wrote down of when the event was going to happen. But
we know it's coming up.
It's on its way. Stay tuned. Be sure to check out the Sullivan City Park and City of Sullivan social media to check out when that's going to happen.
Well, Clint, not that you need more things to do, but obviously you're going to be on a little bit of a tour series here with Okra. Tell us about that, how that came about.
Yeah, no, thank you. I'm humbled, and I really appreciate the invitation. Director, former Mayor Denny Spinner, former Mayor of the City of Huntingburg, Lieutenant Governor Crouch appointed him there a couple years ago, and he's doing a fantastic job, by the way, directing the Office of Community and Rural Affairs. He gets it. He understands, and so does Lieutenant Governor Crouch. She understands that it's more than just words when they say that rural Indiana is the next frontier. I think they really do. They care. They're trying to do everything they can to combat the rural decline, right? And with resources, and you know, we've been a big beneficiary of the Office of Community and Rural Affairs over my 12 years, 11 and a half years in office. Got so many grant dollars and just so much collaboration. And I was honored that Director Spinner contacted me this year and asked me if I would be the keynote speaker at the Okra Summer Series events. So, yeah, that's really all there is to that. I think there was a press release out on that. We will be traveling the state through the month of July and August. July 11th, I'll be in Delphi with the team. July 13th, we will be in Columbia City. Great mayor up there, Mayor Ryan Daniel. And then we will be up in Indianapolis on July 25th. Turkey Run on August the 1st. Huntingburg on August the 3rd. And then on August 15th, we will be in Nashville. So 6 different regions across the state of Indiana. And once again, I was humbled, John, very flattered to be asked to be the keynote.
Are these like free to the public then? Can anybody show up?
I believe you have to register, so be sure to go to the Office of Community and Rural Affairs website. I think I'm not sure what the actual website is, but if you go to if you Google Indiana Office of Community and Rural Affairs, you can click on there and you can get registered for the event. Matter of fact, right here it is. It's an Eventbrite. You can go. Please note, registration will be capped at 75 attendees per location. So they're going to be capped out, busting at the seams.
Yeah.
But when we come to your region, get in fast. Tickets are going fast.
Yeah.
I don't know if tickets are going fast, but be sure to.
Oh, I'm sure they are.
Yeah, I guarantee.
I have no doubt.
Only the best.
Yeah. No, that's a real nice thing, Clint. Congratulations.
No, it's awesome. And you know, I always love traveling, telling the Sullivan story, right? You know, and to be able to share, and we're going to identify ways that other communities can collaborate, work together to, you know, to take this greater good pitch beyond the City of Sullivan. Right? I've said whether I'm the mayor or not, I will always continue to advocate definitely for the greater good.
Very good. Well, we have one more topic to talk about, and that's city election.
City election, yeah. And actually the topic we're going to talk about is, we don't quote me on this, but we understand we're still doing some research, John, for the first time that anybody that I've talked to isn't aware of.
Okay.
There's not going to be a city election this year. The city election was in 2011 when I got elected. Then I ran again in 2015. And then ran again in 2019. So 2023, you know, every 4 years across the state of Indiana, every city has a municipal election. But as of Monday, the deadline was at noon, came and passed for either political party to slate candidates for, you know, February 3rd was the deadline to actually file for office. Then you have 5 months where political parties can slate. And this year, fortunately or unfortunately, I guess, regardless of how you feel about this administration or whatever, nobody filed. So therefore, which is, you know, my opinion, it's a great thing, right? Because we hope that that's a message that people are happy with the direction of the city. Maybe they don't always agree. We're not always going to agree on everything, but at the end of the day, we're trying to move the city in the right direction. And, you know, I announced in February that I would not be seeking a fourth term. But Sue Pitts is seeking a sixth term, or maybe fifth and a half, or something like that. And then all the city council: Tom McClanahan, Scott Brown, John Ellington, Patty Mayfield, and former Mayor Gene Bonham. They all currently serve on the city council, so they are now officially council-elect for another 4 years.
Because nobody ran against them.
Because nobody's running. So nobody ran on the ticket. And Sue Pitts, she will be clerk treasurer for the next 4 years. So obviously with me not running, that leaves the mayor's position, and has been announced before, our Department of Public Works Director, J.D. Wilson, filed on February 3rd to run for mayor, so he will not have any opposition this fall. So having said that, it's actually going to be a financial savings to the city. That city election costs anywhere from $30,000 to $40,000 to be able to put on the election. In the primary, there was no primary to be able to pay the company to come in and put that on and work with the county clerk. But there will be no election this year in the city of Sullivan. So for another 4 years, you'll have the individuals that I just mentioned, and then your new mayor is now official. So I guess we can announce it here today on the show.
Okay.
I'm sure there'll be more of a press release at some point, and I'm sure you'll find out more what's going on here in the city of Sullivan. So without any further ado, John,
we got him here today.
We've got him here today.
Hot
So
dog.
we're going to invite him to the show, ladies and gentlemen. For the first time with this title, we present to you sit here in the middle, John. If you want to scoot over a little bit.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
J.D. Wilson.
Thank you, John.
Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
This is big.
Might want to shift this way.
Okay.
That way there you go. There you go. I got to get this corner right here in this gut of mine. So yeah, JD, welcome to the show. This isn't your first time on the show.
No, I've been on
And
before.
it's not your first dipping your toe in the water in local government here. You've been with the city almost 5 years now as the Department of Public Works Director. So we're not asking for any major controversial announcements or speeches today, but just wanted to spend here a few minutes, invite you to the show, and first and foremost say congratulations.
Absolutely.
It is it's, as you already know, you've been in here. It's a big job.
It is.
You know, it really is. It's a huge job, and it just gets bigger. It gets more complex. It's not as simple as it was just 12 years ago. It's not as simple as it was 4 years ago. This last term of mine started, John. We started in a pandemic, right? Then we had a downtown fire, and we're rolling out, recovering from a tornado. But congratulations to JD. I have all the confidence in the world that he'll do a great job continuing the progress. But at the same time, be his own person. Bring new ideas to the table. It's I've said many times before. It's so much more than a mayor. It's never been about me, but the love of the city. But I will say this: it gave me so much. It eliminated a lot of anxiety and anxiousness, because that's one of the things, John, when I decided to not run again. It's like, well, there was three things. How does my family feel about it? And we had a long talk. I mentioned Dawson was home this week. We kind of recapped it. He was home last Thanksgiving, so all the family got together over Thanksgiving, and I got all their thoughts and opinions, and made that very difficult decision not to run. So the family was involved. Second was there had to be multiple options, and there are, for me personally, 10 to 12 different multiple options. Full disclosure, don't know exactly for sure what we're doing yet. Stay tuned at a later date. And then third and foremost, there had to be a succession plan. And, JD and I spent out countless hours and days and months, and we've traveled to
Long time.
conferences, and we've laughed, we've been mad, we've been upset, we've just tried to figure everything out in the city.
Yes.
And we had a discussion about a year ago that was just kind of a what if, kind of planted that seed that, that there are seasons in life, right? And, would he be interested in it? He was kind of taken back there at first, but so that was number three, the succession plan, and the fact that JD was willing to step up. He loves the city like I do, and once again, he won't do everything exactly the same, but yeah. So welcome to the show, and anything you got here, John?
Yeah. Why did you want to do this, JD? What made you want to be a mayor?
Just to help the people, help the community, and continue the progress on. We've seen such a transformational change under Mayor Lamb and his, I want to thank him. Everybody out there knows his leadership, his abilities, and what he's done here in the city of Sullivan and where we're at today. We can't stop this progress. We're going to keep it going. We're going to do everything we can to keep that progress going. And I'll put my spin to it. I'll put my little my taste to it too, and we'll keep it going for the citizens of Sullivan and the community of Sullivan. Just that's why. That's the why.
Okay. You obviously are very excited about this. I mean,
Oh, I'm honored, thrilled, and again, I can't thank Mayor Lamb for his leadership the last almost 5 years. Just being around him and seeing him operate and learning from him. I'm ready. I know that the plate's full, and we'll keep it full, and we'll keep it going. So thank you.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Thank
it's
you.
the last 6 months is just going to be hard for a lot of people out there, but it's coming. 1 January to be here, and we'll just keep it rolling.
yeah.
The great thing about the fact that we won't have to worry about a fall election is it'll benefit the people of the city, because we will have a 6 month. Not that we already haven't been learning and things like this, but now we didn't put the cart before the horse. We didn't take anything for granted. We were prepared for a fall election. We were pumped up. We were ready. But this just kind of gives us a chance to excel. And then also, I mean, it was after 12 o'clock on Monday, we were already, hey, we got to sit down. We got to start working on this.
Yeah.
And this gives us a chance every day, every single day between now and December 31st to go over every detail, every email, be on every conference call, find out where every grant opportunity is, work on the continuation. Quite frankly, this fire station is not going to be built. It's not going to be started and finished under this administration. It's going to be a continuation. The hotel project that we didn't even mention today that was funded, finally financed last week, is going to move forward. That's going to be started, but that's not going to be finished under this watch. These homes, I mean, Nora Leone and Jeff McNeely and Troy Stanton and whomever else decides to step up to the plate and build aren't going to stop building houses, right? These things are going to continue. And it's nice to have the peace of mind of knowing that we're going to have a leader that gets that understands where these properties are and what we need to do. So whether it's pouring sidewalks, we have money lined up for the trail to the lake that won't start. We were hoping it was going to start this year, but it'll start next year. We had the money already secured for the trail to the park, like I mentioned. We had the money secured for the trail to the Sullivan High School. So a lot of these things are locked in place, but you can't let them fall. And that was a big concern. So when JD was willing to step up and take the challenge, because it's a big deal. And it's not just a big deal for JD. It's a big deal for his kids. It's a big deal for his wife. It is a family affair. I can assure you that. My wife, Jamie, she summed it up the best. They said, "Were you going to support JD?" And she said, "Absolutely." She goes, "He followed this guy for 5 years and saw all the BS and is still willing to do it." Jamie, she doesn't pull any punches. She goes, "He saw all the bullshit. He's still willing to do it." So that says a lot.
Well, I'll tell you, more important than anything he said, the main thing that we need to decide today, when you get in, are you still going to do this show?
We'll continue a version of it in some way, some form. I love it.
Yeah,
So
we look
this
forward to
show
working
is,
with you, though, obviously, on
set a
that.
tone,
On
so.
But
It's informative, and it's also therapeutic. I can tell you that for a mayor to kind of just get it all out.
But it is the one way that Clint has had to really get out what's going on.
Yeah.
What's going on? What do you like to see? What's truth and not and untruthful? Let's get on the same page.
Sure.
And it's really been
and
a
that's
very
important,
good
getting that message out, getting that information out, letting everybody know. So, I mean, I'm not as, I'm not as, photographic or as,
Well, most of us
video
are,
on
but
the
don't worry
video
about
as
that.
this man on
Most
my
of us
left.
are.
Or
Oh,
you,
please,
either,
you're too
John.
much.
So, we maybe have to take it back to the radio station and just do it over
That'd
the
be
airwaves.
fine, yeah,
No,
yeah, that'd be
we
fine.
may continue this too. So
Yeah.
we'll definitely be talking.
Okay. We look forward to that. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Once again, congratulations.
Yes.
Thanks for coming on the show. And I know
Appreciate
I know for the next several months you have an opportunity to pop back on the show. You have anything else?
Yeah, you
that
asked
we might
for
have.
the,
You
asked for the information there.
the May cleanup.
Yeah, May cleanup, over 500 vehicles, 509 to be exact. The tonnage was 59.72.
59 tons worth of junk.
Yes,
Wow.
and 16 40-yard containers. And the first annual Ellen Tucker pickleball event is on August 5th. So
See, he's already got answers.
He's a man.
He's,
August 5th.
he's prepared. He fills in the gaps. So no, we appreciate that. We appreciate.
Awesome.
He's done a great job. He's helped coordinate these month long. He's been boots on the ground. Literally, he sees all aspects of the city. So thanks for the information. That is August 5th, the Ellen Tucker pickleball tournament event. Sounds like it's going to be a good time with all proceeds. And then, wow, 509 vehicles came through
That's
at the
amazing.
city garage
In a
through the
month.
month of May with 59, just under 60 tons of trash. So Folks, that's about it. It's 9:01. We're about to wrap things up here, but thank you so much for tuning in to the show today. Thank you for your comments, your questions, your concerns, or what have you. Be sure to, anytime you have a question, comment, concern, contact me here at City Hall. We'd be more than happy to address it on the August show. But my gosh, I'm exhausted. We have so many great things going on in the month of July. There's no excuse that there isn't something fun to do, regardless of your age. Sullivan kids, Sullivan families, thank you so much for your continued love, your support as we continue to make the City of Sullivan, Indiana, the #1 residential destination here in the Wabash Valley. God bless you. Be safe. Enjoy the rest of your summer, and we're going to see you again in August. Thank you.
Thank you.